Well, the game is starting.
Oh my god.
For a second, I was thinking we were going to have a super week with quadruple games next time, but looks like we're underway. The stalling can stop and the racing can begin. SOLARY versus Into the Breach. Get some hype in the chat for the team you're rooting for.
Let's get some hype in the chat for the team you're voting for.
And if you had to make a prediction, Jnic, who do you think is going to win this one? SOLARY or Into the Breach?
I mean, it's always a bad idea to vote against SOLARY, but I know that the two SOLARY players, they tend to keep their tricks up their sleeve until they have to use them, which might not be the first week, but I mean, as of right now, Pack is in a clear lead. Carl Jr. right behind his teammate, leaving Elcon and Mime to chase them here from the back.
Yeah, I think if I were voting, I would vote for SOLARY in this game, but we'll see how they hold up against Into the Breach. First round going good for them on control. It's my favorite map, and the one thing I like about it is this trick right here. You have to jump, go low, touch the bobsleigh, and land back down into this cone quarter pipe. Very weird block, and you do that twice. The second one, Elcon's caught up a lot, passing Carl Jr. and almost passing Carl, but that will result
that was a great identity there from Elcon, making sure that they didn't give up the ace from the very first map or very first round. So a great job there. I think all of the technical difficulties are resolved, hopefully, from all the players' sides, because if you're used to playing with specific plugins, it can be very difficult to not have them. It could be dashboard, it could be speedometer, or indeed something totally different. I don't actually know how Carl Jr.'s setup looks. I think he was the one who had some trouble with the plugins.
Yeah, the crazy thing is also, one thing that you might not know is the cameras they play with. Carl Jr. plays with a version of camera 3, just without the car on screen. So he plays like this, where it's just like a moving picture on the ground, and that's so he can see every single corner better. That's one thing he uses, and then you might have, you know, things that remove things from the UI. There's a bunch of add-ons to the game that are legal for competitive, but they have to be approved. Elcon hitting the bobsleigh entry. That's going to put him out of the battle, and we're seeing this pattern again, Jnic. One thing we saw last season is Carl Jr. being the safe player for SOLARY. He's going to always be present, but Pack is the one pushing for pace right now, and look at this. Right now, Carl has that third place on lock, and he just wants Pack to try to secure this first place against Mime. And he gets a better jump on the first one, gets a bit closer. It's 900ths, sets up earlier. Mime with a higher bounce. Is that going to be enough?
Ooh,
close fight, but Mime holds on. Takes first place.
Great job from Mime this time around. So both Elcon and Mime showcasing that they can get that first place coming in. And SOLARY does have those 3 points against the 2 points of Into the Breach, but this early into a map, it really does not matter too much. It's more about consistency. It's more about making sure that you get those round victories more often than your opponents. Maybe even an ace, but it does look like aces are going to be difficult here on this map.
I'm just thinking about, like, you know, the one thing that's also incredibly impressive is you go onto a map like Control, and without really any full warm-up, you have to just play it on your peak level, just instantly.
Yep.
And the lines are different. Oh, how did this turn work again? Like, it can take a couple of rounds to get into that flow of the map. So as long as you don't get ace in the first 2-3 rounds, I think you're fine. But this round is when it's starting to be like, okay, now I have to be at my best. Now there's no, like, rust anymore on this map, you know?
No, that's the thing, right? And you also got to think about, this is the first... Oh, Elcon with a slight mistake there. Carl Jr., as you said, playing the anchor, playing the supporting character here for Pack. He will always be present in the rounds. He might not be first, he might not be second, but he is there to snag your position if you make any mistake.
It is such an interesting strategy. It's one of the clearest, like, strategies we've actually seen, apart from picks and bans in the Grand League. Mime right now being flipped, role reversal against Pack, because he was first last time on these jumps, and Pack will be the one securing that first spot, taking the win for SOLARY, and they go up to a 2-point lead.
Yes, it will be a 5-3, and a great start from SOLARY. And I mean, this might be one of the most classic things to see SOLARY do, is that they're just consistent. They're just consistent and fast. They might not get aces all the time, but they will just beat you out, right? Like 1 round win, 1 map win, here and there, and all of a sudden they're 2, 3, 4 points ahead of you.
Yeah, it's almost like it looks so effortless and nearly like just like, you know, it just doesn't look like they're sweating it too much when they're doing this. Just squeezing round after round, getting a few points, but they're not trying to do like the crazy flips. They're not trying to do. They're just playing good fundamental Trackmania.
And that's also what we're going to see from them. We're going to see them pick maps that are very heavily you know, technique-wise prevalent. And they will be going for maps that are more about pace than about the ending, you know? Like, they're not gonna favor maps that have everything decided by the identity. They favor maps where Pac can showcase just his technical prowess in the start and then lock it out with Carl Jr. as a supporting role in the ending.
Indeed, we see Pac once again. Bigger lead this time, and Carl is looking potentially for an ace here with a low jump. Could maybe get there, but not gonna quite get past Elcon. Still though, Pac pushing the winning pace faster and faster. Now at a 1:10.7. That is still 3/10 behind the record we have from Dexter.
Yeah, but a great checkpoint. His match point, Solary. I love that. Yeah. I love that they didn't change it from last season either.
No, Solary is here to stay. That is one of the best ways to pronounce that word. And we'll see if Solary can keep this up. 7-4 into the breach, have yet to really strike with a big round where both players match that 110 low pace. But a lot of speed to begin in this section right here.
I mean, it's crazy how Pac just consistently is so far ahead already on the start. Like, he's always like multiple car lengths ahead. He's 0.4 ahead of everybody else.
This is a good one.
And nobody has really done any mistake yet. Like, it's just Pac's pace is just incredible. Carl Jr. there sitting on 4th place. He's just waiting like a crocodile in a murky river, just waiting for any single slip up from Into the Breach so that he can snag up that 3rd place. And there it is, Carl Jr. coming up here on 3rd. Gets more speed than Mime. Looking to overtake here. Low jump. He might be able to have it. He accelerates earlier, and that's gonna be almost making it. Still getting 3rd place, incredibly important. That's gonna pull Solary up to 9 points into the breach on 5. I mean, this is looking pretty bleak here for Into the Breach on the first map.
And look at that time from Pac to 1:10.493. It is the fastest time driven in the league. The time from Dexter is driven on the offline leaderboard. So that is, you know, you can sit, practice the map for 10 hours, go for one YOLO run where you... But like this in a live match is a spectacular time from Pac. So very, very impressive. And they go up to 9-5. And so far they haven't aced. They've even had a draw in there, but this is just a lead they build slowly and safely. Carl always there to deny any potential ace. Pac always there to attack.
Carl Jr. with the mega airtime right there. I mean, once again, not the biggest mistake you can make on the map, but that's going to put him behind quite a lot. But if Into the Breach are going to do the same thing they've done pretty much every round, they might make a mistake. And that's what he's looking for. He's looking for that slight slip up where he can take advantage of the weaknesses that ITB are showing.
I'm just thinking how funny it is to a non-Trackmania player who's like, oh, mega airtime, and it's like the car barely bumps a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like, any mistake in this esport is just if you are slightly off the ideal course. But right now, Solary, they only need 1 point to close out the map. That is Pac getting at least second place.
There you have it.
Yeah, at this point, it should be all but secured. Elcon could pass Pac, but it would not matter. 4 points. Still gonna get a good showing here, though, on the first map. Driving a 1:10.8 there. But Pac, I mean...
did Pac win every round?
I think he won every round. 0 mistakes.
0 mistakes.
110 every single time.
Pac is playing like a task bot, showing exactly how it's done here on control. Solary winning the first map against Into the Breach. I mean, this is a very good showing from Solary in the start. I honestly thought that they would have been a little bit closer because of just the fact that Solary doesn't usually push hard in the early starts of a season. But I mean, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think because the season is so short and volatile. Like, if you lose a game to a team, you can never play them again. That kind of thing is why they're like, yeah, let's go. Let's not like hold back early on, because being quite frank, like in previous tournaments, Pac has not practiced a lot.
No.
And like if you go back 2-3 years, Pac would like learn the maps 2-3 days before the tournament, practice like a few hours, and then still be at world record pace and win. But now the level has risen so high that he can't do that. And also, he's practiced for weeks like, going into this tournament.
As you said, to be frank, it's not more than what 2-3 seasons ago that Carl Jr. stated that he just didn't practice.
Yeah.
So like he just didn't want to practice.
Can you imagine how frustrating that is to play against? You practice all you can, you refine your lines, and then this guy's like, oh yeah, no, but I checked the maps yesterday. But it is like just spectacular to witness someone at that level.
But absolutely, right now we see Pack and Carl Jr. on a pretty warm level. Like they definitely look like they've practiced. Oh, this is what we talked about. They did not actually go for the very low ramp cut. None of the players did. So
yeah. This is Into the Breach's answer to Control. We missed the pick and ban, but this track was chosen by Into the Breach. But look at that. What's happening up front, Jnic? There's just a monster from the UK, the Loch Ness Monster, pushing for another record potentially. Mime, half a second behind. They're going for this full outside line.
I mean, Pag isn't even like the Loch Ness Monster is trying to stay into hiding. Pag isn't even trying. Like he's the boogeyman, but in pure daylight, right? He's just not even caring that he's showcasing everything he's got.
Oh,
he is just in front.
105.5.
That is the record, right? Yeah. Did we get a faster time?
Wasn't Musa close to that as well?
I think they drove 0.6s.
Yeah, Musa drove a 0.6. So that is the new record from Pack in round 1 of Frosty.
That is Pack. Just first round. Without warm-up.
No warm-up, yeah.
Boom, let me just drive world record because I'm Pack, and I mean, is there even any other reason I need to state?
If there was a way to flex your car's muscles in the game, this is the way to do it.
It is, yeah. I agree.
I mean, like, this is like oiled up levels of bodybuilding type of flexing going on right now.
Ooh, Carl Jr. almost touching the corner. Oiled up levels. Like, oh, you're talking about... oh, yeah, okay, no, I get what you mean.
To have an even stronger physique.
Yeah. I mean, we oil ourselves all the time.
I mean, that's what Norway's known for, is all the oil.
That's exactly right. But Pack, once again, showcasing he is in the lead. I mean, he's just going to maintain that lead. Though. Mime getting more speed, but he goes for a really tight line, and that might give Pack the upper hand once again. Getting multiple car lengths ahead because of that, and going into the ending, the final identity right now. Mime might be able to overtake. It gets really close here, but
good 360. Whoa!
Yeah, he gets the overtake. Make sure that SOLARY doesn't get any more points than they absolutely need to. That's gonna be a draw for this round, but still a 3-2 point in favor of SOLARY.
That was such a clean ending for Mime, and they are looking closer on this map than Control. Like, we saw, I think, one of SOLARY's best maps. They just went right for it.
I'm just gonna look at Mime to see exactly where it is that he gains speed in the start. Like, he's consistently always just faster, almost from the get-go.
That low jump right there.
Goes inside on this turn as well, which seems to push him forward. That
was not the trajectory he wanted, I think.
Mime in the back here. Ooh, that's Carl Jr.
The first mistake, or maybe his second of the match so far, but very rarely.
Oh, Elcon. Okay, and that's gonna give Carl Jr. the third place he's looking for. And Pack, once again, I mean, it's not any huge differences that. Okay, that was close. Mime
such a good
barely
save from Mime.
saved it, but Pack is not too far behind. He is creeping in 2/10 behind Mime, and Mime did look like he started that drift really late. I don't know if that was a mistake, but that allowed Pack to get right up next to him, and now Pack with this wider line, trying to get the momentum all the way through this section, also in the engine off section, going into the identity, shoulder to shoulder, neck to neck. Mime and Pack fighting for it.
Line though.
Mime seems to. That was close.
Barely squeezing out the win there, but he takes it by 0.03 of a second. That round was a brawl. Nobody really played too clean there, but
that's crazy how they didn't play clean, and they
in a win for Into the Breach.
Yeah. I mean, that was still some good driving from both of them, and now the teams are equalized 4-4.
They are. We go into the next round of Frosty. Into the Breach have found some footing. They've been able to answer back against SOLARY. You again see different.
That is such a tight line from Pack and Carl Jr. there, in the start of the plastic blocks, and I think that's just smart.
It looks like Mime wants that wide setup there. Maybe give some better speed here that he can use. On
he gets closer to Pack. True.
Also avoiding the ring now. Elcon, another mistake. This is where I think experience plays such a big part, because Elcon, as you said, one of his first seasons.
What was that turn? Mime going so tight. Like,
amazing ice slide.
I mean, is that spooky in the sense that he could lose the gear, or is that something that I think was on
such
purpose?
A hard angle with reactor ice slides. But yeah, very tough situation for Into the Breach, because Elcon has crashed so many rounds, and they can be very hard to, you know, get back to your flow again after that. You could get a bit rustled by those mistakes, but Mime able to hold first here. defend for his teammate, and now he just has to hope that Elcon can come back with him.
Yeah, Elcon needs to get back up there. I think Elcon shines on identities that are very, maybe even RPG-esque, like jumps or obstacles, yeah. But on a map like this, which is purely pace-based and it's so technical, I think that Carl Jr. and Pack have a solid chance of just outpacing.
It's so close, though. It's 5-5. A lot of draws have been had, a lot of close fights up top between Pack and Mime. But now Elcon is in first. Can he get this part of the map down? He struggled a lot, crashed a lot of rounds, but now he's in the mix up there. And suddenly, Carl's anchor will only result in him 4th place if he keeps that pace up. Elcon with a great reactor ice slide there too. Now he's the one matching Pack. But this round is looking much better for Into the Breach. As I say that, though, the anchor strategy might pay off. But fast pace up front, Jnic. This is world record pace.
Yeah, they're both driving so fast. Here we're going to see Pack going for this wide line, getting the momentum, and probably getting up right next to Elcon, if not passing him right before the identity. Let's see who will get the ending. The best. Pack with a pretty big mistake, and that's going to allow Elcon to be alone in the start. But Pack with the inside line. Carl Jr. also overtaking. What happened there in the ending?
Elcon crashed the front of the finish. He face planted it, allowing Carl to pass, and that's an 8-5 with the ace.
Oh, what a...
that's disaster.
Like, that's a crucial mistake. That, I mean, unfortunate things do occur, and sometimes the pressure just gets to you. You also got to think about this, guys. It is the first game that the players are playing in the season. You need to get the jitters out. You need to get used to the maps. You need to get used to playing it in a professional setting on stage with thousands and thousands of people watching, right?
Yeah, and I think that the craziest thing for me would be driving a run that's near world record pace. And then, like, does my car have a number 2 on it? Why am I 2/10 behind Pack? What is going on? And then, you know, you only see the splits. You can play with the opponent's cars on or off, as you wish, but many people find it distracting. Play with them off. You won't know if Pack's failed the end, if he's risking it.
Oh, that's the thing, right?
So, of course, personal preference there. Again, Pack pushing the pace here. This is very...
Did he touch? Yeah, he touched.
Oh, he touched. That was so fast until he touched.
This might put Into the Breach back up there to 8-8.
Hold on, it's Carl to try to stop them from this ace right now, but Elcon with a great 360 together with Mime. Oh, Mime misses, but Elcon at least gets in the finish, and Mime is there too.
And that is now an equalized score, 8-8.
This is not over
And that's
yet.
important. Into the Breach, they capitalized on the fact that both the SOLARY players made mistakes, and that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you take advantage of those weaknesses in the armor that your opponents are showing, and they did that. So very well done by Into the Breach.
Can they claw this out of the hands of victory? They are so close to taking a map away from SOLARY and putting themselves on the board.
You talked about this thing where the players might be playing without cars on. Now I have showed you, but there's a plugin called Buffer Timer, which it updates the second your opponents they respawn. So if it's just a better checkpoint counter basically, and the players might opt to play with that. Honestly. It would be such not a cheat.
If it is legal, I don't know if they allow it.
It's not. I don't want to call it a straight up cheat, but I would say that that's definitely beneficial if it's allowed to play with it.
The plugins need to be competition approved, and I don't know if that one is, but you can use it in Cup of the Day at least. So there's that if you play the Cup of the Day. But here, Elcon looking to secure a win for Into the Breach. If the positions remain as they are, then this will be Into the Breach taking the map. Carl Jr. with a good 360 though, but here comes Mime. And together with Elcon, they are going to get this map. Elcon also dropping a world record after those early crashes. He found his rhythm on the map, and they take this 1-1.
That's a great comeback from ITB. Getting the map win. Just beautifully done. I mean, it was an important map win for them. You always want to win your own map, and that's exactly what they did. So,
and I think what this map came down to for Into the Breach was actually stopping Pack's momentum. Pack had dominated every single round, but they were able to just, let's put you under pressure. Let's drive fast enough that we kind of force a mistake, and they did that with great success.
But yeah, we just go through some of these nice replays. Shout out to the production team, making sure that we always are able to showcase some of the highlights of the maps or of the rounds to you guys in case you missed it. But now we're gonna be straight into Grip.
Grip is the next map. It is, I think, a map that suits into the breach stylistically, but the one thing that we have to think about is have they found the line we saw from Big? That reactor booster line, Mime, he's not gonna get the ring. Oh, he crashed that first part. So that's at least a little bit of a blunder, but that line that Big found, it saves 2 to 3 tenths of a second, and this map could be decided just based on who has that information.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if Elcon goes for it. I could see Elcon actually having found that himself. Nope.
Oh, they all have it.
Oh, they do, but Elcon got airtime, and that's gonna slow him down more than if he didn't go for the line, I think.
Those teams have it, though.
But yeah, they definitely have it, and I think it is something that all of the teams, they discussed when they discovered the maps, and some of them just either said it's too risky or just hasn't practiced it enough.
Oh, Pack mistake. Getting passed up by Alcon. Carl Jr. 2 tenths ahead onto the identity, the main obstacle. You have to balance the car on that cone. 190 speed is the sweet spot. If you go much faster than that, the car will start to almost lift off and fly off the track. Carl winning the round ahead of Alcon. Pack in third, Mime in fourth. And that was almost a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, that would have been a very, very clean time.
Very
indeed.
satisfying, almost, but we'll have to see if we can get that at some point in the season.
I mean, I'm sure we're gonna get a bunch of satisfying times. But yeah, this I would say this map suits SOLARY a lot, honestly. Especially also with the identity where it is, and I think SOLARY does this, they like maps where you can save the identity to an extreme, right? Like you can just slow down to 160, 170 speed and you know that you can't fly out at all, right?
Yeah.
So they just want to make sure that they get the pace through the map to be able to take the identity slow and steady, and I think that's what they're gonna try to do here.
But this early line here could put a spanner in the works, things like the low airtime jumps here as well. Anything where the car is not stable on the ground, driving racing lines, is parts where Into the Breach, I would say, have an advantage on SOLARY, as they can do new school things. That wall hit was almost bad for Alcon, but he survived it. Onto the cone now. 200 speed being driven on by the Czech player, catching up a little bit in time. Mime still up in first. Is this going to remain the case? Yes, indeed. Mime winning the round. 101.4. Give it up for a new world record by Mime. Amazing time there.
Amazing time there by Mime. And also, I mean, still great times by SOLARY as well. That was very close to the world record by both of them as well. Not the one that Mime just drove, of course, but the 101.6 that Gwen drove in previous week.
And we do say world record very casually here because it's the first week.
Oh, that was Carl Jr.
Yeah, it's the first week. We don't know what times players have on the offline leaderboards. We haven't really seen all the matches. There can be crazier ones, but it's always nice to see the bar being raised, you know, tiny bit higher.
And I mean, the players have a tendency, if something is truly astonishing, they will write nice time in chat. And
so I don't think Pack and Carl are stunned yet, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think they might have something up their sleeve, or at least... Oh, that was a bounce out from Mime. That's gonna happen if you...
Comedic crash from
Mime. If you enter the water steering too much, or if you enter it with too much pace, you can bounce out. And I think that's what happened to Mime. He steered while entering the water, just giving him a little bit of airtime in the water, which pushes him out. Pack almost not getting this jump.
Elcon?
Oh, Pack
missed the risky.
He missed the risk. He did not have enough speed to jump up to the risky finish there on top of the safe one. So that's going to allow Elcon to get first place, and indeed ITB to get the equalizer up. It's going to be 4-4.
Yeah, that water mechanic is funny. It's also very frustrating. Because sometimes you're just trying to keep the car underwater. You just want to like drive a nice line, and then you steer too much, as you said, and the game thinks you're trying to water bounce.
Yeah.
And so you just hop, and you're out.
It is also present in the current campaign. I can't remember if it's map 20. You jump down into a left-handed water section, and you can bounce out or slide out easily as well.
I think it's map 8.
Oh, it's a red map.
Oh, it's a red map. Okay, well, either way, water is difficult in this game. But Into the Breach have...
Oh, Elcon with a lot of airtime. I mean, that's going to slow him down tremendously. And that's... Okay, so that might be why some of the teams opt to not do it, because it is easy. If you get that airtime, you're just going to have a bad trajectory. You're going to lose a lot of that momentum, and that's going to, you know, carry over quite a long time.
Mime correcting his trajectory this time. Important there that he holds on to this lead because they are very close to being aced here. If he makes a mistake, if Pack gets past him, which he does, Mime slow down a lot. 2/10 now that he has to gain. Back to that first place, and Carl is looming close.
Did you see how long Pack held 2 wheels off the ground? Almost the entire turn, Pack was driving on 2 wheels. That is impressive.
Mental. I mean, like, it's crazy how car control.
Do you think the players are experimenting with action keys or stuff for that turn?
It could be. I mean, if you find an action key that works, it could be easier. But really, I think it's all about the speed you have.
Yeah.
And looking at, am I going up the hill or down the hill? If you're going up, you would tilt more, right? If you're going down, you tilt less.
So that's a mistake already, as
balancing.
we can press whichever button that puts the... Wait, no, I think we have nameplates on. I think the players are just so close to each other that we can't see them. It was Pack making a mistake. Actually, 2 mistakes. I don't think he lost any speed there.
Mime as well.
That is incredibly lucky that Pack... He clipped the corner, but the corner was plastic, so he didn't lose any speed. And that's going to put him up to 3rd place because Mime made a huge mistake.
Oh, Carl as well with a mistake. This is a scramble of a round. Carl with that mistake might be passed by Mime in that battle for 3rd. Elcon holding on, but now look at Pack. Balancing across. The second one, as you said, too. Getting that speed. He's going for 200. But that is why you shouldn't.
I think the reason he kind of went for it is because he sees that he's 15 seconds ahead of Mime. So he knows he has the time to crash at least once. And still make it into the finish without a problem.
But yeah, it's really a game of like how fast you dare to go here. It's a game of chicken.
It is a game of chicken, you can say. It's a precision game. Definitely. And I mean, it's nice to see maps that are not just precision in turning the car left and right and making sure you go through tiny gaps. It is also... Elcon with a huge mistake.
Does he have the speed? Yeah, he does.
He does. He kind of overjumped, honestly. I think he was scared he didn't have enough speed. But it's nice to see maps that also require precision in the other aspect of the game, which is, of course, acceleration and making sure you have the right amount of speed for specific parts of a map.
Really, just I think overall the map pack so far, really nice balance of maps that favor different driving strengths, you know?
Oh, that was a beautiful line there from Pack. He's going to overtake Mime.
I'm keeping up as best he can. Carl having to battle against 2 really good lines in that section. Getting overtaken in Mime right now. He must defend here or else they will lose this track. SOLARY on track point and Ace gets them to 10. And now the balancing act. How fast is he there to go here? Pack has shown he's willing to go for around 200 on that low line, carrying a lot of speed onto the grass. But Mime's still staying strong in there. 1700's ahead. Losing a little bit of ground though. Pack getting close. Mime will still make it 101.5. And his pace here is amazing, Mime. But the consistency is where it gets scary.
101.5 is, again, faster than the previous driven world record. So, I mean, they are all driving really fast right now. I think... in the ending, in the right-hander, right before the finish, it is, of course, beneficial to get more speed, but I think the inside line gains more. So, of course, if you could do the inside line with speed, that's beautiful. But I think it's more important to go for an early right-hander than it is to go for that extra 2 to 5 speed.
Yeah, it's all a game of compromise. Do you want the tight line or the more speed? Maybe the inside line is faster, but riskier. But either way, the players are making it work with what they're doing.
Losing ground in the start again.
And Mime as well. This is scary right now. They both have to get past Carl only for a draw. But Pack, with 3/4 of a lead, that's not going to fall easily. That is going to perhaps put this game at a 9-7, regardless. But can they get past Carl to postpone a loss?
Spooky, because SOLARY, Pack is on first. If Carl Jr. can get 3rd, they win the round, or they win the map, right? Into the breach, they're looking for an ace, but at least look into the night call here. Elcon going really risky. Carl Jr. getting the inside line, that's what we're talking about. That's going to send him up to 3rd place. Elcon almost not getting the risky, but it doesn't matter. SOLARY jumping up to 10 points, and that's going to be the map victory for SOLARY.
The time as well, Jnic. 101.34 from Pack.
Oh my god.
We were so focused on the battle there for the map win, of course, but Pack in front of the field of view driving a stunning world record as well. More where that came from. He's done it on 2 maps effectively so far.
Yes.
Can he do it on the 3rd, you think?
And here we have, once again, the tactical pause. So a little bit longer of a warm-up as we wait. I think that was indeed Into the Breach that is calling for that. tactical pause here. So we are looking at Vortex. Once again, Vortex is the map with a lot of moving parts indeed. And it's, if you're a fan, once again, if you're a fan of the Royale game mode, you might be a fan of Vortex, the map, because it does include pipes. It includes rotating surfaces on pipes, and more of a gimmicky playstyle, I think.
Yeah, I want to just also show this once more. We have the no steering block in the start, so the first checkpoint just to the left of the start, but the only way you can reach it is by driving onto this moving disc.
Yes.
And leaving it when it's rotated towards the checkpoint.
And it does look like the players aren't rotating the same way the disc is right now, but that's because when you restart a map, you restart the, what is it called?
The sync.
Yeah, the
synchronization of it. Is on the client? No, it's on the servers. It is synchronized when you start at 0 seconds.
Yeah, so everybody has the same the same thing in the start, but once you're spectating, if they keep restarting, it's gonna desync.
Yeah.
But right now we do have Into the Breach going for a wider line than Solary. That's gonna give him a lot more speed. Is that gonna be a better line? It does look like. Oh my god!
What?
Bug slide! They're jumping up into a bug slide. That's an insane interpretation of that turn.
And they gained about 1 to 2 tenths with that, but the checkpoints are, and I will say, only equal to those we saw in the big and G1 match. So far, we don't know if that line actually gains a lot of time, but it has probably caused Solary a bit off guard.
Whether it gains time or not, that is
wicked. Can they hold it on the pipe?
That's a show jump, is what it is.
Alcon staying ahead of Pack. Looks like Mime survived it as well.
Now,
it'll be a win round 1.
It will ITB getting that first place, 105.678.
Oh my god. That is ridiculous. Always fun to see what players bring to the table.
Yeah, that is so close to world record as well.
Yeah.
Only a couple of hundreds away. But, I mean, let's see if they're gonna do that again. I think that bug slide is just, that's so classic ITB. Just looking for some gimmick that they can utilize or, you know, just abuse to just gain those few extra hundreds.
Once more here, they set up wide on the outside dirt line to get more speed, so that with this speed they can jump further through the checkpoint, land in a bug slide while catching the reactor. And Mime has failed it, showing it's risky, but look at Alcon splits right now.
And he was behind.
Yeah, 37.2 on this checkpoint was good, and we see a 37.2, so that is up there on par with the best checkpoints from the previous match.
Yeah, and like, no, but he was far behind at the start. He didn't have a great start.
True.
So that actually gained so much time. Also, it looked like a beautiful execution of the technique. I think that was one of the better attempts he has had at it.
Carl had to release.
Can also remember that not a single person during the last time we saw this map crashed during the identity. So it does look like it's a very, very stable identity. 106.1. A little bit slower than before, but I think the start from Elcon might be why.
Yeah, and so now it's like, if you're Carl and Pack, right, you don't have to go for that because the pace I don't think is extreme.
Nope.
But if you watch this VOD afterwards, you're gonna be like, we were playing against that? Like, what are they doing?
I don't think they even notice it right now because they obviously don't have cars on, so they don't know. They might have they might get told. Either through a chat or a coach, but
let's see this from the perspective of Solary this time. Like, the difference being that Solary goes for this inside dirt line, and then they can go inside on the next turn as well, and then they want to just catch the reactor as soon as possible, and then drive normally up the hill. But then you see 2 red cars flying into a bug slide to catch. Oh my god,
that is so much faster.
Now it's so much faster. Now they're 2-3 tenths up,
and we didn't even see like an attempt at this.
Slide
I
out.
guess that's the dangerous part. You have wet wheels on that right-hander there on the road, so if you have too much speed, you're just gonna slide out. I guess that is one of the dangerous parts of it. But if you execute it well, it is so much faster. Pack is getting up there though.
Yeah, without doing that trick, this is a great run from Pack. More speed than Mime onto the pipe. This could get very close in the ending. Mime missing that. So does Pack. Both respawning, and suddenly it's Alcon up first. Alcon in the distance, surviving the pipe, and that is an ace, Jnic, for Into the Breach.
That is an ace for Into the Breach. Super important as well. They're gonna jump up to 7 points, and Solary all the way down to 2. I mean, this is an unprecedented lead from these two teams right now. They've been pretty close all the way up the last couple of maps, but
that tactical timeout they did, you know what it was for? I think it was only to practice that line a bit extra in the warm-up.
Oh, that might be.
Just to get that extended warm-up so they could actually play the track, get a couple attempts in, get the feeling for it, so that they wouldn't miss it as much. Because you see, even with that, they're still like 60-70% consistent at it right now.
Yeah. And in the previous match, we didn't see any attempts at this either. Like Big or KC didn't go for it, right?
No, they did
not KC. But we just didn't see any attempts at it. Elcon once again.
Another best split, 30.5 right now with that trick. And Pack missing speed. Can Mime hold that? He can, and now they are looking for a third ace here, and Mime missing a little bit, but it's still a big lead in favor of them on the map. This completely caught SOLARY off guard.
But this is once again one of those things where it actually saves enough time that I think everybody has to implement the strat.
They have to learn it, yeah. Elcon could have a world record here. He is pretty slow on the pipe, actually.
I think he's just saving it.
Yeah, saving. To secure an ace, and that's going to be the map. 10-2 against SOLARY. Dominant performance.
I mean, that is an impressive performance there from ITV. SOLARY did not see that coming. I mean, there's not a lot you can do. We didn't see that coming.
In their defense, like
it is difficult.
That's a crazy combination.
It is definitely difficult to play against something that is so unforeseen. There's not a lot you can do.
And but so here's what I'm thinking, right? How many strategies like that do you think players try before they actually find like a working one?
Yeah, that's the thing. Let's take a look at it.
Can we bug slide into this ice slide for the reactor boost, hover?
I mean, let's
try crazy combinations.
I think the replay will just showed you the actual strat there once again. Just an amazing strat coming in from ITV.
So Big brought the inside line on grip. We see Into the Breach bringing this incredible combo on Vortex. Now we're on Pool, a map that, you know, they played on the All-Stars. We haven't seen anything too crazy except that difference in ending lines.
Yeah. We did see Big going for a slide to reduce speed in the ending instead of just slowing down. It did look like it worked out pretty well as well. Yeah. But we'll see if anybody else has any other mechanic.
Grenade also had a wide drift here about middle of the map, but let's take stock of this map. As, you haven't seen it before. It starts out with some grass, some plastic, and some drifts. Very reminiscent of Poolside from the 2021 season of Trackmania Grand League, being brought back. Very similar stylistically. And this is just an overall clean, competitive map. But it has this one turn here. You get wet wheels, and now you have to cancel this into a no slide to get more speed down the hill. You can see Pack there pushing through those corners. Next to them all with his wheels, but staying safe, not crashing out. Matching Mime, and then this one drift coming up where Grenade likes to go wide up the hill here. Pack also proponent of that wide line to get more speed towards the checkpoint. And the identity is the underwater driving. You drift into the first one, going underwater with reactor booster, and here, big setup wide on the left side. See players, Pack actually doing the same, looking to do the same. Full face plant, swimming.
That might result in a... Oh no, never mind.
What's happening? Elcon takes the win for Into the Breach.
Yeah, that is a round win. That's an unfortunate ending from Pack. But a great time, 105.6 from Mime. That is, we want to see more of that.
It is not fair to the players who laugh, but some crashes in this game do look very comical, and unfortunately, whoa! I mean, wet tires is one of them, and that might be another. I'm sorry, take it away, Jnic.
I mean, it happens. You can't do perfectly every single round, and he obviously communicated that to Mime, so now Mime is going to try to see if we can get that first place, securing and a draw, and trying to make sure that to deny as many points from SOLARY as possible. Landing in this sideways drift to slow down enough so you don't slide out with those wet wheels can be very, very tricky. Pack executing it well, in the lead, quite far ahead. When I say far ahead, we're still talking less than 0.1, but it is a lead that is worth having and definitely hard to come back from.
Yeah, gonna need to find it in the water part. Pack crashed this turn last time, now giving himself a bigger margin of safety. But Mime with speed, oh, getting a bit closer. It's almost sliding out though, but having the speed again in the water part, is it enough to get past Pack? I don't think so. Pack's gonna hold on to this. Great time to 105.19.
105.1. That is 200s away from the world record as we know it right now. So definitely also fast gameplay coming in from Pack, showing us that he's got it. He's got it as well. Of course he's got it. It's Pack.
It is Pack. I mean, he's dropped records on every other map except Vortex so far, though his record on Frosty was beaten as well. No surprises there, but still so impressive how he can do it time after time.
It's just a consistency machine. Carl Jr. once again playing the little bit more of a supporting role. He is 1.5 seconds behind though, so he must have made some sort of mistake. So Pack will try to deny Into the Breach the extra couple of points here. He gets a lot of speed in this section.
Yeah, this is so impressive here.
Yeah. You can see him just zoom up ahead there.
And then the drift here, hitting both apexes on that turn. Also just very satisfying to watch. But Mime is matching him step by step here. He's driving different lines, but he is equal to Pack before the ending. Last duel, Pack won out here in the water part, but Mime got closer. Can he do something this time? Oh, sliding out a little bit in the setup. That's not going to work out. And it might just be a draw here of Pow!
Oh, no!
Wait.
Oh, another mistake! And now, I mean, it's still a draw.
It's still a draw.
But in just a reverse order than it was before.
Shuffle the deck a little bit, and it's still...
I mean, okay, yeah.
Ends up in the same order.
4-4 though, 4-4, so still an interesting match. And I mean, if you just stop by, this is Trackmania World Tour. It is the second match of the day. There's 3 matches being played, and we're back again tomorrow. Right now, 4-4 on map 5. Each of the teams has taken 2 maps so far. First to 4 map wins takes it home, so it is as equal as it can be right now between these 2 teams.
Ooh, it is Mime. That mistake being all the more crucial with the scoreline that close, as he's been the closest player to Pack so far. Now putting all the candles, all the eggs in the basket of Alcon here for his team, trying to defend against SOLARY.
I mean, this could very well be an ace for SOLARY, because Alcon has also played a little bit more of a supporting role on this map as of right now, and he does also go for this tighter line than Pack. And oh, Carl Jr. actually getting airtime, going too far up on the sausage block. So Alcon should be able to defend the second place, not quite doing it in the ending. He needs a good last right and left-hander section right now. He is on third, but he's gonna push this last turn. Is it enough?
Oh.
Not quite, but that's gonna result in an ace for Team SOLARY. 7 points in the back. They put themselves here on track point, so well played by SOLARY. Hopefully they can take advantage of this slight lead that they've given themselves.
Find the opening there with the mistakes of Into the Breach. 7-4. This is also a track that SOLARY chose, so you know, if you don't win your own consistent maps here, you're gonna get to face Into the Breach on some tricky thing where they might have a new line. Mime crashing out in the start again. Now Alcon, same situation. Can he make it a different result from last time? Going for that no drift, getting it good. Into the downhill still. This is the section where Pack always extends ahead, always hits that drift. And he still remains 2/10 up. And Carl, the player who drives safe, is now going to kick it into high gear to try to secure this ace, and Alcon has to get a perfect ending.
Oh, okay, that's not good from Alcon. Getting that extra airtime, landing in a drift, and that's going to reduce his momentum quite a bit. He is 0.3 behind Pack, 0.2 behind Carl Jr. He needs to push it in the ending. He knows he has to, and that unfortunately made him slide out, and that's going to be an ace for SOLARY, taking home map number 5.
Dominant performance here. They lost 10-2 on the previous. They answer back 10-4 on pool. And we will get to see what Into the Breach can do now. We could have both games going to 7.
We could definitely. SOLARY takes map 5. And we have the last map, which was picked by Into the Breach, I believe. So we're just going to have to see how that turns out.
We will, as we see the replays coming through. That was an eventful map, also very high pace, but nobody beating the world record from Soldier, driven in the All-Stars tournament. Very back and forth. We're going on to Off-Road Jnic as the next track.
See, this is one of the maps that I said might favor Into the Breach and SOLARY at the same time. So on one hand, it's this kind of, well, you call it French mapping, but like Serrator type style.
In all terms considered, it is a French map.
Yeah,
I would say it's a very French map.
But I mean, and that should on paper be good for Carl Jr. because he has won Serrator Cup multiple times in the past. But Elcon and Mime are the ones who picked this map. If I'm
I feel like
seeing that right, so they might have something up their sleeve.
Any track that has a lot of slidey surfaces like grass and dirt and stuff just feels so much like an Elcon and Mime track.
Yeah.
And this one has a lot of that. And then you add a bunch of obstacles and the Serrator type of feeling to it. And yeah, you have yourself an Into the Breach type of map.
If you ever see a really difficult technical dirt map in Cup of the Day, there's a decent chance that Mime made the map. He's really good on slidey surfaces like that.
Either made it or he's gonna win the cup. It's one of the two. Here though, Pact able to match Mime up front. They need a lot of speed to make this gap up to the grass mountain there. And then you have the identity where it is just slalom between trees. Try not to hit any obstacles here. They have very little space to work with towards the finish, and Pact will win that first round. Great time as well. 59.4. The best time in All-Stars was 59.2 by Gwen. So already in the first round again, Pact able to just get that pace immediately.
I've played this map quite a bit when I discovered the maps here, and not once did I drive through the identity without hitting a tree. It is way more difficult than they make it look. I mean, to me, it still looks very difficult because it just looks like you're so close to hitting something all the time. But even the jump up to the identity there is difficult. Not this jump, but in the ending, right?
Pact making a mistake in the start. As you said, it's so difficult. The car incredibly responsive when you have a reactor booster. So any movement you make just feels like the car is like, oh, time to go fully to the right, 360 degrees.
But we do see Pact making a mistake, so that's going to mean that Carl Jr. is trying to see if he can deny Into the Breach all of the points, or at least some of those points here, jumping up to second place, but Mime is so far ahead, 0.6, so he's going to hope for a mistake here.
Ooh, clean from Elcon, getting past Carl now. This could be an ace. Mime has that first play. Oh, Elcon missing the checkpoint. Elcon missing the checkpoint, and Mime dropping a new world record.
Ooh, a 59.15 is a new world record. Well played. Claps in the chat from Mime. Wants another world record to showcase. I mean, we're just gonna see maps drop world records like flies.
I think it is nice that they just drop every world record this match because then we can just refer to this when we want to see the replays. Just one VOD for all the records.
True.
Make it easy for the viewers. I mean, it's crazy pace by all the players right now. Mime, we said this map suits him, and you can see it. That 0.4 lead that he had there is maybe something he can build again, because this map, very reminiscent of a map in World Cup called Forest Climbing. And that map he was so good at it that one of the ways that Carl won that World Championship was by banning it against Mime. If Carl hadn't banned Forest Climbing in World Final, I think Mime might have won the championship, because he was so good on that map.
It was.
And you see it again, look at the lead he's building.
And that was even before this off-road part. So
yeah, now he gets to do the off-road part. Pact left trailing by 0.2. Mime also keeping that lead, even extending it up the hill here between the trees into the finish, and it's another 59.
The thing about this identity is that if you drive it like you're supposed to, you can't really gain time or lose time versus other people, because you're just driving it's pretty difficult because you're driving at pretty much max speed.
Max speed line, yeah.
So and for the people at home that don't know, when you're driving on a penalty surface, that's penalty grass that they're driving on there in the ending, the max speed gets reduced tremendously. So they're pretty much driving at max speed all the way through the ending, so it's very, very difficult to overtake anybody unless they drive into a tree, basically.
Pact with another mistake. They're being put under a lot of pressure right now. I think this is how teams have broken SOLARY before, is drop a few really good runs that force Pact to push his own limit, and then you see the mistakes come out.
But I also think that this just looks like a map that ITB has practiced a whole bunch. You're going to see just how tight Mime goes with that line. I think that's also where he saves some time, getting a better line into this right-hander. Carl Jr. is pretty close. Elcon.
Yeah, the mistake there. That could have been an ace situation. Carl might not make the jump here with that clip. Going wide to secure it, but now Elcon is back and the ace is on the cards once again. Mime might secure that first place. Nothing taken for granted though in the identity, but this is going to be the ace. Elcon going in there as well, and they are going into the lead now. 6-3.
But it is, as we said, Pack flying a little bit. Maybe a new strat that we haven't seen before. Flying straight
is a crazy line. You won't. Okay. Spectators here, unfortunate seats that they chose for the match.
Some vehicular driving on people. That happens sometimes, you know. I mean, that's what they signed up for, being so close to cars that can fly, apparently.
Yeah, like, I would not pick these seats, you know? I think I'd just sit at home and watch it on Twitch instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, I mean, you've seen this. People that watch Rally and they're literally right beside a car that drives like 300 kilometers in a drift on a turn. Like, what are you doing?
Also, like, in F1, there have been cases where, you know, the spectators storm the track to stand close to the car in the victory lap and stuff, and that's crazy. Just, like, ridiculous. We see a mistake from Mime, actually. The Titan here on this map has fallen at least a little bit back in the field, and now Elcon being left in a 1v2, but this could quickly ace back in Solary's favor. I think...
Elcon goes really high up in that apex there. It doesn't really look like it's working out for him, honestly. I think he needs to go a little bit tighter, but it might be... I mean, I'm not the professional player here, but it does look like that line cost him a little bit of time. Carl Jr. and Pack driving shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand, as teammates. Solidarity driving into the finish, first and second place. 109.7, a very respectable time. Of course, a little bit slower than mine, but they're going to get an ace of their own and equalize the score.
The crazy thing, though, is that if they drive that pace next round and into the breach don't crash, they're very likely to get aced.
Yeah.
Like, the winning pace there is very likely to be 4th against Elcon and Mime if they get a clean run through. Also an interesting start there from Elcon, going a bit wider to get perhaps a better trajectory here. Can't really see where that pays off, but comfort is also not to be underestimated. Mime losing a bit of speed there in the downhill.
Pack also had an interesting line. He got all the way up, back up to first place with that line. He went really, really wide on a penalty dirt section, and it worked out for him. Like, great. We can probably see that in the next round. Here, seeing if Elcon goes a little bit tighter than... Oh, he once again goes super high up. I mean, it looks like it's on purpose. It just seems like it's not the best line, but that might just be my eyes deceiving me.
It is going to have effects on the split, so you see Solary pulling further ahead, and now they have another ace possible. Can Elcon gain 3/10 to Carl in the last part? Gets a better uphill at least. It is more speed, but it's too far as well. And Solary right now with momentum, 2 aces in a row. This was looking like a map that Into the Breach would get, but Solary 1 point away from closing the match.
Closing the entire match.
Closing the entire match.
This puts a lot of pressure on Into the Breach and indeed Mime, because I think Mime is the one who's going to carry this map. So if he makes another mistake, if any of the Into the Breach players make any mistakes whatsoever, I mean, that's probably going to close it down. If we take a look here at Pack, you can see just a wide line he goes for in, well, that was actually it. And then a low airtime jump here. It did push him far ahead last time. He didn't go quite as wide this time, but that's definitely an interesting strat that he's developed. And I mean, he's up on second place together with Mime, so with a little bit more speed as well.
Yeah, the speed.
Oh, and there it is.
That mistake could be crucial.
Two times into the pole.
And the problem here is that they cannot concede any points, but with Mime down in 4th, that is a guaranteed result, basically. Like, Pack just needs to finish here. Doesn't matter if he beats Elcon or not. If he finishes ahead of Mime, they will win the set here. But well played by both teams. It looks like this will be the end of it. Solary taking down Into the Breach in a very close match here with a ton of world records and interesting lines. They put on a great show here, and I can't wait to see what more they can do in the next.
I mean, that's matches. And we did say you should never count in Solary out, but Into the Breach put up such a great match. Both Elcon and Mime driving world records in respective maps here as well. So just a beautiful, beautiful showcase.
Indeed, that is the game. Solary, well played. They go up 1-0, and with that, we have one more game coming up. But first, perhaps some final replays from that set. And now you can see the crazy record from Mime, the 59.1. Curious to see if that will be beaten in our third game.
Yeah, we also will see round 4 here where ITB, they manages to stay in front and secure an ace, getting in front of SOLARY, but then SOLARY claps back to